Okay, we're watching this video.
Carter, I'm 22 years old, and I had the most unforgettable date in the most inappropriate place.
Where?
I never would have thought that this could happen to me, but here's what happened. After work one day, my colleagues and I went to the nearest bar. Betty from the neighboring department was there too, and I was trying to get closer and closer to her the whole time. At some point, I lost sight of her and decided to go to the bathroom. I pulled the handle. It was busy, so I decided to wait. When the door opened, there was Betty. When she saw me, her eyes widened and she froze in the doorway. Carter, here's the thing. She bit her lip and looked at me expressively.
What?
I dropped my necklace into the toilet, and I have no idea how to get it out. We both stood over the toilet and looked at the water. I don't know what was going through Betty's mind, but I was evaluating how far, or in my case, how deep I was willing to go to impress her. As the pause grew longer, it was clear that we needed to make a decision. Just at that moment, Betty put a hand on my shoulder. It's all right, Carter. I'll buy another one. I wanted to suggest that I buy her another, but not because I didn't want to retrieve this one, but because I wanted to do something nice. But I decided that it was too early to make such a suggestion. I was about to leave, but
that's what I
when I turned the door handle,
I think of stuff too late and then
didn't
it's too
budge.
early to make a suggestion.
I tried several more times, to no avail. The lock was jammed. I reached into my pocket for my phone, but it wasn't there. Apparently, I had left it at the table.
Oh.
Betty, do you have a phone? We need to call someone so they can open it from the outside. No, I left it in my purse, she said, throwing her hands up. I thought that maybe I could just break the door, but first of all, I had never done that before, and it was impossible to be sure that I would succeed. And secondly, when would there have been another opportunity to be alone with Betty like this? Besides, someone would be wanting to use the bathroom soon, so our confinement was unlikely to last more than 10 minutes. Betty was looking at me inquisitively, her eyes sparkling. It was so disappointing that I couldn't read her thoughts. She was being so cute and open that you would think that she liked me too. At work, she was always so focused and closed. I wanted to ask her out on a date several times, but I always chickened out when I saw her stern look.
Check it out.
But finally, here we were alone. What's more, Betty didn't seem upset by our imprisonment, or by the lost necklace. Had 10 minutes passed? Or more? Time seemed to stop for me, and I didn't want our captivity to end.
Stop?
Just to go back to our separate departments.
Check what time it is.
We sat on the toilet lid back to back and talked.
11:59
I spoke a little about me and my family, and Betty a little about hers. She said that it had been almost a year since she lost her mother, and as a comfort, she wore her mother's necklace. Wait, that same chain? I even jumped. Betty touched her neck with her hand where the chain used to hang, and looked at me bewildered. Why didn't you tell me that it was so precious and irreplaceable to you? Now I'll definitely try to get it out. I lifted the lid and peered into the water. I could search the bottom with my hand, or in the pipe leading to the toilet. It could get stuck in there. I looked around in search of a tool or something similar, but my gaze stopped on Betty's wide, guilt-ridden eyes. Carter, I'm sorry. I don't need to get anything. I didn't drop the necklace. She smiled slightly and...
Okay.
Bit her lip again. I just thought I wanted... She came closer, and I felt her breath. At first, I couldn't believe it, but it happened again. Betty! She looked at me guiltily again. Have you had a phone all this time? She took it out of her pocket of her loose-fitting pants and nodded. It turns out that I don't understand girls or their feelings at all. It's a good thing that Betty was much more decisive than me. We laughed and called our coworker Amanda. After 5 minutes, we were free. I helped Betty fasten her chain around her neck and set off to accompany her home. The next day, we had a real date. Although, the first was unforgettable.
Ew.
Thank you for listening to my story.
What did you learn? Let's watch a bonus story. Because that's what it's telling us to do. Bonus story. Poof.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm 27 and soon my dating life will ruin me. After all, for every date with a girl, I pay her at least $1,000 and I just can't stop it. Here's how I ended up in this situation. I work for my father's law firm and in the future the family business should be mine. Working 50 hours a week is not at all what I wanted, but otherwise my old man will leave me with nothing. Living up to his expectations my whole life, I've never done what I love. He always decided where I would go to school, what kind of sport to do, and with whom to be friends. Only on Saturday evening could I be myself. But now, because of one such Saturday, I risk losing everything for which I have strived for so many years. That Saturday, as usual, I was at the club and, as usual, left there with a girl. In the morning, we parted ways. I had already learned how to end these flings long ago by not leaving hope for a next time. But on Tuesday, I received an email from her, to my work mail. She sent a revealing photo and a caption that read, "Let's do it again. This is Madeline." "Where did you get my email address?" I asked. She replied and said that I could not even imagine what else she had on me. She had arranged for us to meet at 8 o'clock in the most famous restaurant in the city. It took considerable effort for me to reserve a table that same evening. Madeline's makeup, clothes, hairstyle, I never would have met up with her again. But in this case, it was not my decision. Since I wasn't planning to linger, I told her that I would only have a cup of coffee. She said she wanted a glass of white wine, a salad, and $1,000. I could pay with a check, and not necessarily in that order. I was about to laugh, but changed my mind, given her arrogant and confident look. Without letting me answer, she said that she had a video of our entire Saturday night, and the most interesting and exciting fragments would certainly arrive by mail to both my father and all my employees if I did not meet her requirements that day. I told her that I first had to see this video in order to decide whether it was worth even half the amount she was asking. $1,000. This is the price for the opportunity to see it first. And perhaps you'll be the only one, was her answer. That evening in the restaurant, she got everything she ordered, including the check which I wrote. In the morning, a video file showed up in my email. Yes, it was definitely worth the money. Then another message. She had made another appointment at the restaurant. I was seething with rage because I already paid her. What did she want from me now? She asked me for another $1,000. I could hardly restrain myself from making a scene. "With that attitude, you didn't have to come at all," Madeline said. "And send me the money right away. The total value of this video is $1 million. Either pay it all up front or get ready for many more meetings to come. If you don't do it, I will send this file to your father, colleagues, friends. I will post it on every site there is. After that, you won't just lose your father's business. You'll never be able to work in any law firm again. Well, except maybe as a janitor." 2 months have passed since that second meeting, and in that time, there have been 8 more. It's not hard to calculate how much it cost me. You're probably wondering what is on that video, and how am I stuck in all this? I reached out to my sources and found out that Madeline's brother had been practicing with his father not so long ago. Obviously, after that, one of them came up with the idea to set me up and get some easy money. Meeting in the club, the hotel room, at the time, it seemed funny to me. But now this joke will either ruin me or destroy my career and deprive me of my inheritance. I don't know how to stop all this. What would you do in my place if you were blackmailed by a girl who threatened to show everyone a video that would...
I suggest you not to do it. So the suggestion to do it is not to do it. And bye.